can smell it.
Okay, welcome everybody. Appreciate you coming downstairs. Tonight I want you to turn in your books to page 57, and we're going to just taste the toast with peanut butter and applesauce. So this morning, made some homemade whole wheat bread, my favorite. Anyway, so I want you to look at the end of the recipe book, and that's the recipe for the bread. We're going to demonstrate how to make bread the last night, the next to the last night. Go for it. Anyway, we're not down to that. So what we're going to do is in fourth, I've already toasted 32 of them. And we're going to put them on. Then, this natural peanut butter, I've taken just out of the jar, and I put it into a pan, and I've whipped it with this blender thing. I added a little bit of water to it. You want to put notes in your book. This is the thing, not a little bit of in your book with an entire jar. It's okay. And the most important thing is that you have to turn this beater on, and what happens is you have the peanut butter there, and it makes it creamy at first, but then it breaks it down into little crumbles. I don't know if you've ever seen peanut butter turn to crumbles. It does. It's so weird. It turns into crumbles, and you think, what am I doing? It's rolling. Keep going. You got to turn that beater on for 5, 6, 7, 8. Just let it go until it comes out peanut butter mousse. It's the most delicious, creamiest peanut butter you've ever had. It has completely different flavor even. We're going to give you a little sample. Now, the other thing that was homemade today, thank you, Eileen, for warming it up, was applesauce. I took 9 apples, 9 different kinds of apples, not just one kind. Golden Delicious, Honey Crisp. How many of you like the Honey Crisp apples? They're delicious, aren't they? Peel the skin off, chunk them, put them in a pot with just a smidgen of water. Kept stirring it until it became all soft and then kneaded. Took the mashed potato masher, and I just mashed those apple chunks down. And it's homemade applesauce, homemade bread, and whipped peanut butter, all together. It's one of my favorite breakfasts. You ready to try a little sample? Okay, here we go. Appreciate Eileen helping me. So, nice of her first, and then a dab of applesauce now.
Where are our starters? Right there.
Oh, good. Anna and Josiah, thank you very much. There is nothing better than smelling whole wheat bread every inch of that house. Come alive, and then you can slice off a nice piece of whole wheat bread. Oh, it's just fantastic. Okay, yep.
You know, if you're in the market to sell your house, if you put an apple in your microwave with some cinnamon and just cook it as people are going through your house,
cool.
it will help sell your house.
That's
All right. That should be everyone. One more. You want to serve right there? Come on. What do you think, everybody? Very good. You gonna have it for breakfast tomorrow?
Oh yeah! Did you hear her? She wants crunchy peanut butter. That was pretty cool. I can hear that.
Did you get one?
I'll be crunchy now. Andrew wants the bread toasted.
Yeah.
I did toast it once, but sometimes toasting twice makes that extra crunchy, right?
Extra crispy, yep.
Yep, good. Now, some people it takes a while to get used to whole bread.
I use my fingers.
What I encourage you to do, chew it slowly and let the flavors blossom. Because it's like, I'm not using whole wheat bread. It's different, but let the full flavors grow by chewing it. My grandmother said, chew and chew and chew and chew and make your stomach good as new. Cute little poem, right? Yeah. So, and the applesauce, homemade applesauce, just try it once a week. Peel 9 apples, a variety of kinds of apples, chunk them, boil them with just a smidgen of water, mash them down. The flavor is so much better, isn't it, than the store-bought? I mean, that applesauce, taste that applesauce. Not because I made it, it's because God made it, and it's freshly, processed. This morning, nothing. I've seen people. My mother-in-law, she worked at a daycare, and she brought this homemade applesauce, and the kids ate the applesauce. They loved it, loved it, loved it. Then they ran out, and they bought. Would not eat it because they were used to the homemade applesauce, and it's so much better. Anyway, take some time, get up 20 minutes earlier, make a little wholesome breakfast. All right, any questions at all? Yeah.
So is the instructions on how to make the homemade applesauce, that's in the book too?
The instructions are not in the book, but I can tell you again.
Yes.
So buy 9 apples, a variety of kinds, Yep. Peel the skin off. Cut them in half, chunk them in little square pieces. Leave the core off to the side, throw the core away. Put them in a pot with a little bit of water. You don't want to put lots of water. You want to have a small amount of water. Put a lid on it. Bring it to a medium heat. The apples start to warm up. Then you take a spoon and you just stir it once. Put the lid back on. Warm up. Starts to boil. Stir it. Probably have to do it for about 20 minutes, stirring every 5 minutes. Then you know those utensils with squares in them, you mash potatoes the old-fashioned way. Okay, something like that. After every apple has gotten really soft, you don't want the apples to still have a bite to them. Although it's not bad if you do. If you want a good applesauce, let it all get soft. And then you just slowly in the pot, mash it around there, and you're done. Yeah. So peel the apples, chunk the apples, boil the apples, mash the apples. That's the fourth step. And doesn't it taste better? That applesauce is amazing. We use Golden Delicious, Apple Crisp, and maybe a Gatorade.
I like apples.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Okay.
We have apples here that can jumpstart your applesauce.
Excellent.
So when you're leaving, grab
Are
apples.
those Macintosh apples?
Don't
It's
know.
a very good question, but the worst person to ask. I don't know the different time.
They look like. Oh, let's see.
Yes, it's Macintosh.
That's one of my favorite for applesauce. Really good.
All right.
And it has the okay, there's a little trick. If you want to, it's harder to, but if you have one of those applesauce makers, it squeezes the apple through a sieve, You can boil them with the skin on. And the applesauce will turn a nice pretty pink.
Mm.
It's a real nice color with the Macintosh apple. And it's a delicious flavor applesauce. So, all right, grab some apples on the way home. Anybody want seconds on the applesauce? We got more peanut butter, more applesauce, more toast. Yeah, if your parents say okay.
Cover just
That will be the end of our meeting. You can stay for a while if you want. Ready to pray? All right, let's bow our head. Here we go. Let's pray. Our Father in heaven, thank you for good food, and great friends, and a wonderful Savior. All right, have a good trip home. See you next Friday. Okay?
Is someone another one?